Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if you are new here. I am Martina Lily and it is getting to that time of year. It's the end of the year and this is when myself and a lot of makeup YouTubers specifically do our end of year favorites. We take all the makeup that we've tried this year and we see what was the creme de la creme. But I thought before we do those videos, why don't we go back to 2022 and take a look at the favorites that I had last year and whether or not I still like them. So hopefully that sounds interesting to you guys. If it does, go ahead and do the YouTubey things, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get started. If you want to check out what my 2022 favorites were, I'm going to link last year's 2022 favorites video in the description box, as well as like my ranking all of the eyeshadow palettes that I tried in 2022, because I don't incorporate the eyeshadow palettes in my overall favorites because I do a ranking of them. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. But if you also don't want to like sit through and watch that whole video and you just want to see the products, I'm going to also have like last year's best makeup of 2022 like shop my shelf link so that you can just like click on that and then it just has all of the products that were in that video. You just don't get the whys and stuff, but you might not want to know. Who knows? The products that I use on my face today, I'm just going to put like a list of them of what I've used, and then if you want to shop any of these products, you can shop them through the shop my shelf like last year's kind of links, if you will. That'll save me some time. If I'm honest, I'm just being cheeky and lazy. Okay, obviously last year my favorite eye primer was definitely the Rare Beauty eye primer. I tried it for the first time last year actually. Fell head over heels in love with it. Have gone through 2 since then. And it is still definitely my favorite eye primer out of all of them that I've tried. It's just a really nice blend of like hydrating and gripping to the eyeshadow. So because I do have really quite dry lids, I have like, actually fun fact, because I always say how I have combo skin, and I do get oily through my T-zone. I went and got a hydro facial the other day, which was amazing, by the way. I feel like my skin, like I still have this scar healing, but like my skin is looking so much better and clearer. So fun fact, Artisan Spas in Bulimba, if you are in Brisbane, amazing for hydro facials, ask for Kumi. But she was saying that my skin is like incredibly dry, so I need to amp up my hydration. But so my lids are really dry is what I'm trying to say. Okay, in my actual best makeup of 2022, I included cream eyeshadows, and I included the Lisa Eldridge Liquid Lurex and the Hourglass Scattered Lights, which I still love, but I also included these Ellis Faas cream shadows, which I haven't really used on my channel since, and I want to incorporate these today. So one of them is E106 and one is E302. The brown one here is E106 and then this is I think it was 302, did I say? Yeah, 302. And these are really, really, really good quality cream shadows. And honestly, Ellis Faas actually has a lot of amazing makeup products and they just get so overlooked. Anyway, and then my top 2 eyeshadow palettes from last year was like Moonlit Seduction from Haus Labs, but I've done a heap of looks with that palette. So if you want to like see looks with that palette, check it out on the channel. But my other one was the Isamaya Industrial palette, and I haven't shown this I don't think all year, and I do get questions from you guys sometimes saying that do I still love this? Hell yeah, I still love this. This is still one of my all-time faves. So we're going to incorporate the Ellis Faas with the Industrial. So for a cream shadow, these ones blend really well. I'm going to take the brown one first, and I'm just going to, actually I might start with a little bit on the back of my hand here. I'm going to pick it up with a BK A503 blending brush and kind of work it into the brush like this a little bit. I kind of find when I'm working with cream shadows, synthetic is the way to go over natural, but you do you. And I'm going to just blend this in like a transition color, and these last really well. Like on my hooded eyes, they give you enough time to like work with them, these cream shadows, and then they kind of set down and they don't budge or crease all day. I really like them. And I find like Ellis Faas, she has good concealers. I believe Ellis Faas has actually passed away. If I'm incorrect, I sincerely apologize about that. But yeah, they have really, really good concealers, good cream blushes, good lip products. It's just really, really an underrated brand. I don't think they come out with like, oh, I really was not paying enough attention on this side. teensy teen. So as you can see, you don't need a lot. It'll completely come together though. I definitely went a little bit more overboard on this side, but don't worry because it'll really just all come together. I'm not really concerned. And then now I'm going to pick up a BK 211, which is just a small blending brush. And I'm going to go into this black right here from the Industrial palette. And this is just like a putty type formula, kind of actually almost a little bit, you know what these are like now that I've experienced it? Almost a little bit like the Danessa pomades in the Defining Neutrals palette, this formula. And I'm just going to tap this really lightly. I don't want a lot because it is quite dark. I just want a touch in this outer corner here. And I'm just tapping this on. And then what I'm doing is I'm kind of like wiping the excess of shadow off of my Sigma switch down here. And so I don't have any color left on, so that I can just, instead of keep continuously transferring color, now I'm just going to put, like, blend it out. Hopefully that makes sense. There we go. All right, I'll leave that there for now. Then we are going to take this stunning E302, because this is like Fire Opal, VR Fire Opal from Pat, but in a liquid form. And I will take this on the the A505 from BK. Because again, synthetic brushes I do find work better left for things like this. And I'm going to, instead of putting the intensifiers down, I'm going to put this down. But you know that the intensifiers was like a massive fave last year. Ugh, see how beautiful that is? Wowee. You also don't have to put this on to be incredibly opaque either. You could put it on so it's like a little fairy scattering, but look at that. I hope that translates on camera because it's absolutely stunning. You obviously don't have to have these cream shadows to create this look. You can just use the Industrial palette, but I thought we would because I included them in my faves, and it's been a while since I have done like cream shadows around here. I just thought it would be a bit of fun. Oh, that is such a pretty, pretty shade. It might look messy at the moment. Don't panic, okay? It is going to come together. I think I'll set it with like this green, I think. Let's see how it goes. I'm going to take it on a Dior flat brush. See how that kind of packs on. I might need a finger, actually. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, that adds a really cool shift. Like a really cool shift. Oh, it's like alien green. And then I think what I want to do as well is take a little bit of this one and just lightly add some lighter green to it. That's pretty. Obviously, you can skip any of these steps that just don't vibe with you if you are following along. I'm just taking that original bigger blender brush that we use with that cream shadow, and I'm just going to buff the edges here. And then with that little one that we had with the black, I'm just going to pick up a little bit more of the black shadow, but just like a really small amount, and just lightly marry that in here. And then I've just cleaned up the kind of edges here, and it will still look a little rough until I put foundation and brows and stuff on. But for now, I mean, I think that looks pretty nice. I really do, if I say so myself. All right, let's leave this here and move on to our face makeup now. For primer, last year was the year that I discovered my absolutely beloved Chanel Le Beige's Water Fresh tint. And this is pretty much the only primer I put in my favorites last year, because it really is my holy grail. I cannot get enough of this product. I really cannot. It's just, I mean, honestly, do I need to say anything? You guys have heard me rave about this constantly. Every time I use it, I rave about it. I think I can just shut up and tell you how much I love it. And actually, I will say, one thing I took away from looking at all my makeup favorites, and something that I'm quite proud of, is probably lack of a, like, it's probably not the accurate description, but when I look at all of them, I'm like, I really do still love all of these products and still like holy grail rave about them. And I like that. It means, like, you know, I'm not effing with yous. I really do love the products that I say I love. I mean, I don't know why that was a surprise to me. Obviously I do that, but you know. Okay, the other primer, which I've upgraded to the big girl size, is the Tarte Pore Smoothing Primer. I have had this for so long. Well, not this one. This is a brand new one actually, but I've gone through two or three of the little mini sizes actually. Finally this time I was like, just buy the big size. This is the only pore filling primer I have ever used that actually smooths my pores. Truly. I probably don't need that much pore smoothing today just because I did just have the hydro facial, and so it's kind of like shrunk my pores a little bit, but hey, you know we love to be poreless and flawless around here. But yeah, only pore filling primer I swear by, and I've tried a lot. Last year's color corrector was the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Vanish color corrector. I really didn't discover any more new ones that I loved last year, really. I think it was pretty much only this one. I don't even think I really tried that many last year, if I'm honest. I think I just kind of stuck with this one, but I still love this. I think it's great. I am kind of nearly finished, and it's also getting that awkward point where the product is kind of like bunched up and it's hard to kind of like grab, but I'll keep going. And will I repurchase? I don't know. I've got so many in the pipeline right now, like that I'm currently using, so I'll probably try and like use up a couple more before I like repurchase it, but I can see myself repurchasing. I had 4 foundations in my favorites last year. One, the Nars Light Reflecting, which is what I wore on my wedding day last year, and I absolutely love and adore that, but I've actually finished my Nars Light Reflecting and I need to purchase a new one, so that's exciting. The KVD Good Apple Balm Foundation, which again, I actually finished the one that I had last year. I bought 2 in America and I'm on to my second one now. The Pure Foundation, which I still love and adore, and I'm almost finished. And this one, the Haus Labs Triclone Foundation. I have the shade 110 Light Neutral, and I thought we would use this today because my skin is feeling a little dry from the hydro facial. And also, this foundation is really, really good. Really good. I love it. I think Haus Labs, this new like newly presented Haus Labs after Amazon, has really shown that they are producing good quality makeup, which I'm all here for. In fact, there's quite a few Haus Labs products that I tried last year that made it into the favorites and are still some of my all-time favorites today, which is nice. This is the Juno Cloud Sponge, by the way, if you are wondering, and it is the best sponge on this planet, and I cannot recommend it enough. Concealers, I had 3 again, 2 kind of liquid ones. The first one was the KVD Good Apple concealer, which I almost finished. I was so close to finishing, but they went proper off. Like the smell was so bad. So unfortunately can't use them, but I reckon I had probably like a quarter of the bottle left of them. And then my other one was my absolute beloved Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer. Honestly, my top 2 concealer of all time. Like this and the Urban Decay Quickie, you guys know. Cannot get enough of this. It is still absolutely my favorite. I will repurchase these. These are almost finished as well. And then I also talked about my Nars soft matte concealers, but I like these more for spot concealing, not so much under the eyes. So we'll use Huda on the under eyes. So I mixed 2.7N and 2.1N together to kind of create my perfect shade. And we are gonna blend this out with my absolute fave BK 109. I feel like I don't need to say anything about this Huda concealer, right? You just know why this is my favorite. I've raved about it for like 2 years now. Look at that. Even my under eyes are looking so good from that facial. I really need to make it a habit. I really do. Now my favorite cream bronzer from last year is still, to this day, my all-time favorite cream bronzer. You guessed it, the Nars Laguna Cream Bronzer. I've now hit pan. I have the shade 1. This is my Sonia G buffer brush, by the way. I have not found a better bronzer. I really haven't. It is, well, that is very much a me problem right here. I'm not concentrating. There we go. It is very, very much the best cream bronzer I have ever tried. It's the perfect shade for me. It just blends itself. It's like anyone can use it. You don't even need to really think about how you're using it because it's just going to blend out. If you accidentally like put too much on or whatever, it's all going to blend out and look amazing, and it's so natural and I cannot get enough of it. While we're here, I talked about favorite lip glosses last year, and I've actually used up quite a few of them. So the Tower 28 and the Lawless Lip Filler, they are completely used up in my collection. You'll see them in my empties. I have this one, which is my Mario Moisture Glow Plumping Lip Serum, and I still love these. I'm just going to apply some while we do the rest of our face. I still absolutely love these. I will say I have never found a shade that I have fallen in love with more than Pink Glow or Rose Glow, I think it was the first shade that I ever got, but I will repurchase that once I've used this one up. And I still love the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip, but I do like the Mario ones more after a year of deciding that. For setting powder, my under eye favorite setting powder last year was my Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Under Eye Powder, something it's called. The loose one, I do not like the compact one. I'm just gonna take this on a BK133, so I just pick it up from the cap here. This has been such a favorite powder of mine for so long. I still really love this. Is it my all-time fave? No, I've definitely found a concoction this year that I think I like a little bit more, but it is really still lovely and I still highly recommend it. I'm actually nearly finished this as well. I probably would repurchase this like once I've gone through a couple of other under eye powders, but I do like to continuously purchase new products to kind of like, I like to try a lot of new products so that I can like create this little makeup Bible in my mind of products to compare to and stuff. Because I want to like, I'm nosy, I want to know everything. But I will say this is still such a lovely blurring, lightweight. Like look how lightweight it sits on the skin. Like this 4K, no filters, no nothing. Look how lightweight it sits on the skin. It's like undetectable. I do still stand by this actually. And I do like this one more than I like the Pat McGrath Labs under eye blurring powder, because this one is just a touch more hydrating on the under eyes, but if you don't like the loose side of that, that might annoy you, so just keep that in mind. And then for setting powders for the rest of my face, I had the Oma Trip and Smooth, which I still stand by, still absolutely love, especially if you have combination to oily skin. It is gonna set it and forget it. And then the other one was the Haus Labs Triclone powder, and I do still really enjoy this one, especially in moments like right now where I am a little bit more dry. I did rip the net out of mine because I cannot stand products with a net. I'm just gonna take this on my Hourglass Veil powder brush and set my face. If you have dry skin, like this is 100% the powder that you just want to go to. If you have mature skin, I think this is the powder that you probably just want to go for. I put way too much on here on this side. Let me buff it out. But also I think it will work probably if you have oily skin. I don't know how much it would like actually set your skin for a long period of time, but it is such a lovely like undetectable smoothing hydrating type powder, and because of that I do think it will suit most skin types except for probably super oily. But if you have super oily skin, let us know if you've tried it and what you think. That is like base, like up to foundation powder, you know, done. I'm gonna go off camera and do my brows because they haven't changed and they're so boring. But last year my favorite brows, Gimme Brow Gel, still my fave. Mario brow pencil, still my fave. And then I had the NYX clear brow gel in my faves last year, which I used up and don't have anymore. And actually, I don't think I would repurchase that, but I also did last year have the Mario clear brow gel, and it probably wasn't a fave at the time. I don't think I tested it enough, or I got it just after that. But I've actually gone through one of these and repurchased it, so I'm gonna use this one to do my brows, and then we will come back and keep going. So the brows are all on. Let's finish the eyes first, and then we'll do bronzer and everything. So I'm just going to take this smudge pencil from BKN12, and I'm just going into the black with it, and I'll just lightly, not a lot, I don't really like a dramatic under eye to be honest, so there we go. And then just this Bisciotto pencil brush, I'm going to go into this one right here for the inner corner. This is also another fave shade. Obviously my Victoria Beckham eyeliners were my faves from last year. They still are. I just love them, and they've like quadrupled in size in terms of my collection. So this is olive. I'm gonna put that on my, no, this isn't olive. This is, no, it is olive. That's hilarious because I've also got Melt Cosmetics olive, two very different color olives. And this was also one of my favorites last year. So I'm gonna put the Melt olive in my lower waterline and the Victoria Beckham olive in my top waterline. And I still love both of those eyeliners. I love the olive from Melt especially just because I just feel like this color always adds a little extra something to a look. And then all of the mascaras that I had last year are actually completely filled up and I haven't repurchased any of them except one. So I had the Tower 28, which I did not realize that came out last year. That's crazy. And that was good, but it just dried out too quickly. I had the same mascara, which I can't remember liking. I think I need to repurchase that. I don't remember loving that so much. And then I also had the Rare Beauty, and the Rare Beauty I did purchase again because this one is actually, this is also just freshly opened, which I don't need to because I have that many opened, but for science we will for the video. This one is tubing and it's just a perfect everyday mascara for me, and that's why this is actually my third tube of this. I've forgotten how much I really do love this. I really have forgotten how much I love this mascara because I've been trying to get through the mountain of ones that I have open right now, but that is impeccable, truly. I just love that mascara so much still. There was only one powder bronzer last year in my favorites, the Haus Labs Bronzer, and this is still one of my top faves. I think it would be my top 3, maybe top 2. So this is just my Pat Contour Powder Brush. It's just this beautiful, smooth, blurring, buildable formula. It's like a gel to powder type formula, and it's really a unique formula, but it's really such a good product, and the shade range is pretty decent too, which is nice because that's hard to come by for bronzers. Moving on to highlighter, I had 3 liquid highlights. I had my Vive Skin Dew, which I still freaking love and adore. I have my Say Super Gluey Gel, which you still see so often on this channel, and then also my absolutely beloved Lisa Eldridge in Crystal Nebula. In fact, I don't know if it will show on camera, but I am over halfway finished with this, which for a liquid highlighter, I think is pretty decent because you only need a small amount of this product. And because I use the other two, I've used especially the Super Glowy Gel quite a lot, and I think even the Veep Skin Dew, I haven't shown my Lisa ones for a bit on this channel, so that's why we're using this. And also, like, Lisa's is still like top 2 in my collection. I can't decide how much more or less I like the Gucci one than the Lisa one. I think they're probably pretty tied for number 1, to be honest, because like just look how incredibly natural it is, and like you can build this up to be a lot more blinding than that if you want to. And then I had 2 powder highlights that were favorites. One was the Haus Labs Sunstone highlighter, which is still such a holy grail highlighter for me, and also this Tom Ford gilded what is it called, Reflects Gilt highlight. So I'm just going to take the gold shade from this one. And the reason why I actually like this one so much, I use the Haus Labs a lot on my channel, so I'm going to use this one. It's just a Smashbox brush, but I don't know if you can see, it's a very natural, almost like a liquid type highlight, but in powder form on the skin, and it doesn't enhance texture in any way. And that's why I actually really love this highlight, because you can kind of build it up to be a bit, and it just still looks like you're wearing, like you're not wearing a highlight at all. Like, it really doesn't enhance the texture. I really enjoy that. I had 4 cream blushes last year that were my faves. Not much has changed in the sense that I just keep loving more and more cream blushes and blushes in my collection. So last year I had the Nars liquid blush, which is still a holy grail, but it feels like they're discontinuing that and I want to riot about it. The Victoria Beckham Cheeky Posh Cream Stick blushes, still wow. In fact, I've actually picked up 4 shades of those now, whereas I think last year I maybe had 1, maybe 2. And then I picked up the Fenty Beauty cream blush, like the Christmas like duo last year, but that formula is really good. And then also this one, which is the Chanel Le Beige Water Fresh Tint Blush in Intense Coral, and I haven't used this for a bit on my channel, so I thought we would. So I just squirt it up on the back of my hand, and I'm just going to pick it up with the butt of my sponge, and I kind of like tap it around a bit just because you want to like break up the pigments. And then I just lightly, and the thing that that was way more pigmented than I was anticipating it to come out. That's okay. I'll just use the other end of the sponge and it will be fine. See? Perfect. But the thing that I love about this cream blush, and I really want to get warm pink, and I need to actually, I might get that in the new year. See how it adds a flush to the skin, but I don't know if you can tell, it literally looks like I have no product on my skin. Like, it looks like I have no cream blush on my skin. Because it's the Water Fresh tint, it just melts in that naturally. It is absolutely gorgeous. I also had 3 powder blushes. I had the Gucci, which I love, and I really want to get rosy beige in the Gucci. The Hermes, which I love, and you see quite a bit on my channel as well. And this one, which I think is probably my most used powder blush in my collection, including on my channel, off my channel. Like, this is my go-to whenever I'm in doubt for like a blush color. This is the one I go to, and this is Pat McGrath Labs Paradise Glow, and I just can't get enough of it. And then this is my Smashbox brush. It's just like this perfect kind of sunburnty shade, and it goes with every kind of makeup look. And yeah, I mean, need I say more? I still love my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. It is still my absolute favorite. Last step is lips, and I had a heap of favorites. I had I pretty much had all of the Lisa Eldridge lipsticks and lip liners in my faves, which again, my collection of them has only expanded, which tells you I still intensely love them. My beloved Hermes lipsticks, which again, I still think that Rose and Sense is one of the best lipsticks, period, around. But I think we have to go with the lip trio that is also probably the most featured on this channel, but also in my life, which is the Natasha Denona My Dream Lip Trio. I've even picked up a backup of this lipstick since, because I can't be without it, and I just think this is the perfect lip color in particular. So I'm gonna take the lip liner, the lipstick, and the lip gloss from the trio. I mean, need I say more? It's still my fave. So now let me go figure out my hair and all that jazz, and we will zoom out and wrap this up. All right, friends, this is the finished look. What do you guys think? I really love this. I really do. It is a very teens look. You know, I love me some green. And I really liked the combination of the cream shadows with the Isamaya palettes. I think my skin is looking pretty flawless, if I do say so myself. So overall, I think last year's teens picked her makeup favorites very, very well, and I still stand by them. If you've made it to this point, thank you so much. You're an absolute legend. Let me know if you still have favorites from last year. Let's just have a chat in the comments. And yeah, I hope that you have the most amazing day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time. Bye!